Yo, is water wet?
You know what? No, it's not. Okay, you get the sensation of it being wet, but the water is not wet. Okay.
Okay, I kind of believe that too, but then here's the thing. So the definition of wet is like something being like
Shut up.
safe,
No.
encased or surfaced with water, right? So if water is surrounded by itself, then isn't water wet?
No, water's not wet. Okay, let's just stop.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Stop.
Okay, okay.
Water's not wet.
Okay, I agree.
Okay, welcome to the first episode of the Jed Topics podcast with your noble host Ted, and don't interrupt me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ted and me, Jacob. It's kind of cool. We have Jay and Ed. That's how we got Jed.
So we're just starting things off casually, just trying out our first podcast, see how it goes. So,
man, this is like such first YouTube video, people.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
Well, okay, because right now we don't have a focus topic, but I guess we just talk about random things. So
that's what a podcast is,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we can talk about. It's spring and it's getting really hot in California. We're in the 90s now.
Yeah, like it's all about climate, like
it's all about climate change.
Yeah, climate change and global warming. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, we're talking about global warming of it. Now, man, the new scientific term for it is climate change because I don't know, some person changed it, right? And I mean, like, I can see climate change happening, right? The sea levels rising and the polar ice caps are melting, but who really cares? We have Mars.
Okay, here's the thing, though.
We have Mars.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Cause, like, my science teacher is, like, really, like, into, like, society and, like, the condition of this world, and, like, she's really into, like, policies for, like, scientists and, like, how politicians aren't doing anything to, like, help our world. They're just, like, in it for themselves. And then she's saying that, like, basically, climate change is a thing, and if we don't do something soon about it, like, it will later on catch up to us. It's just like procrastination with humans, right? We put it off to do something.
Well, I've seen the charts about the coastlines flooding, but I mean, we could probably do well without Florida. We have a lot of bad things happening in Florida. I'm not gonna mention them.
A few 100,000 people. No.
Okay, but we can live without Florida, man. That was Spanish territory before it was British, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, okay, but I mean, millions of lives, like millions of dollars in property damage. Think about it. If we don't do anything about it right now, then it'll cost us more later on. Because if our politicians and government like actually make a change and like put in their investments to like saving this world, it won't be as much as a problem later on. Well, it might take like triple the expenses.
But the thing is, we have Elon Musk. And with Elon Musk, we can go to Mars.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay, but there is water on Mars, right? It's frozen, but it's water that is drinkable, right?
That's true.
So when we land people on Mars, let's colonize Mars and forget about Earth. We could make Earth a dumpster.
Well, I guess we could like make a moon a dumpster because
the moon a dumpster?
No, like a certain type of moon, like that revolves around, or maybe like a trash planet that revolves around, maybe.
Like in Jupiter?
Probably, yeah.
Can we just dump all our space junk in Orion's belt, right? It's called Orion's belt.
Just launch it into space, let it go somewhere.
I mean, we already launched a car into space.
Yeah. Well, there are like hundreds of thousands of debris like floating in space already.
Yeah, but let's just put it in the Orion's belt and make it more impassable.
Yeah, but it's like, you know how far Orion's belt is? My dude? It's like light years away.
Light years away? Well, I mean, I've been told about this. There's this habitable machine broke, but there's this habitable planet that's like 39 light years away, right? Mm-hmm. And there's like 7 planets in like the Goldilocks zone that we're in, right? That's habitable. We could have it could sustain life, right? And they have all these 7 planets, and they say that they're tidally locked. So basically, like, you could look up into the sky and see another planet as our moon. How cool would that be? It's like science fiction, but in real life.
But then if you have like black holes, like, you know how like they've been like space and time.
When is a black hole gonna come for us?
Well,
or there, I don't know over there.
Well, it depends on like our sun, because our sun is like still young, and it's like really it's like a decent size compared to like other
Yeah.
galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically, what is it?
Isn't it the smaller the sun, like the brighter it is, or is it the bigger the sun, the brighter it is? I forget.
I'm pretty sure like, well, of course, like the bigger the sun. Like,
I would
more
think the
it shines
bigger
brighter.
the no, I would think the bigger the sun, the less bright it is, because it's older and it's generating a lot less light, right?
Well, okay, like the bigger the biggest sun doesn't necessarily mean it can be older, because like technically our sun can be like over a few millions years old.
I just think we're bigoted. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, with racism, right? We're bigoted with with space.
Yeah.
Space is. I can't say that. That's a little
Yeah.
bit too.
Yeah, we're gonna get like
racy.
we're gonna get like
Demonetized,
Yeah.
even though we're not even monetized. Yo, YouTube partnered us right now.
sponsorship right now.
First episode of the podcast that we're already asking for sponsorships. What a couple of guys we are.
It's all about that.
It's all about the money. It's all about the Jake Paul money.
Nah.
Dude, don't you love Jake Paul?
Oh, no comment.
No comment. You know, I see a lot of people, or like not a lot of people, but like a lot of young kids looking up to Jake Paul and like Logan Paul or whatever.
Well, okay, in this society, like our kids
In
are
this
like
society.
influenced and exposed to many things on the internet, like Logan Paul, for example, and like
Logan Paul.
many other things.
I think Logan Paul is better than Jake Paul.
They're like siblings, right?
Yeah, they are
Okay,
siblings.
okay.
They're like the Vlog brothers, but I think Logan Paul's better because he does less. Wait, no. I mean, I don't know, but I think he does less bad stuff. He didn't film the dead body, of course.
Oh.
This was
In
a
the
few
suicide
months
force?
ago.
Okay.
Oh my
okay,
god.
okay.
I mean, that should offend you. Actually, no, you're Cambodian.
Well, still part of Asia. But, you know.
Don't all Asians hate each other? It's like
No.
you call a Korean a Chinese person, and they will yell your name out so loud and say,
okay, that's
I'd never be a Chinese person. You think I'd ever be a Chinese person? I'd never be Chinese. Chinese stupid. Korean better.
No, that's actually not true, because like, while that might be the misconception, like we're all just pretty nice to each other, but then like it's just like who you are as a person, like personality. If you're being like a jerk, then of course.
I'm sorry, but
then
I called a Korean person a Chinese person once,
And
and that's
they got
exactly
offended?
what happened.
Okay.
It was accidental. I said sorry, of course. I didn't know, because I'm just saying, to the untrained eye, I wouldn't know the difference between a Chinese person, a Japanese person, a Vietnamese person. It doesn't matter to me. They all look the same to the untrained eye.
Yeah.
It's like if you look at the Africans in Africa, you can't tell where they come from. They all look the same.
Yeah, but then if you're like born Asian, you can like distinguish between like, oh, I can tell he's Japanese, I can tell he's Cambodian, I can tell he's Laos.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think the only way you can, or for the untrained eye to know if they're one type of, or if they're from one area
Yeah.
of Asia, is the color of their skin. Because you're darker skinned.
Well, yeah, but, okay,
Asian.
okay.
You're
I
you're-
was really light before, but then the thing is that in elementary, I would always like go outside a lot and get like tan so much at recess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but I would guess like you were the southern part of Asia.
Yeah. Well, I am.
I
So
I
like
know you were.
Cambodians basically like, okay, so a long time ago.
A long
Sit
time.
down, kid.
I'm
I'll
already
tell
sitting
you
down.
a long story. So a long time ago, there's this king of Cambodia, right? So
Okay.
basically, Cambodia used to rule like part of Vietnam, Philippines, all the way to Burma, Thailand. We used to rule like a huge part of southern Asia, but then
China came after you.
no, there's like a bunch of wars for like territory, and then like the king and the emperor were just like, oh, let's fight to the death. So basically, like slowly, the empire just started keep shrinking and shrinking until you get this one day, like this like small size.
What's this? I don't think we have any visuals. What's this? Man, that's
got him,
perfect.
dude.
That's
Got him.
perfect.
But yeah, so basically like now you can barely see Cambodia because it's like pretty small on the map. But then yeah, there's a lot of things going in Cambodia, like the Khmer Rouge and like the mass genocide.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about it? So like 3 million Cambodians died.
3 million Cambodians. Are you
Yeah.
talking about genocide?
Yeah.
You know what? I have an actually interesting story about genocide. You ever heard about the Rwandan genocide?
No, but then I saw like we went to the Holocaust Museum. I think we like saw.
The Holocaust Museum. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's 6 million Jews dead in like a number of years, right?
Yeah.
I think that's nothing compared to the Rwandan genocide, which, if you could guess, it was 800,000 people that died there of
Okay.
Hutu and Tutsi descent, right?
All right.
They both died because there was like this feud between them or whatever. It was all because I think it was the Hutu president. His plane got shot down. He got killed with it. So the Hutus were like, "Hey, the Tutsis did this," even though it might have been the Hutus that did this propaganda thing. So they went over to kill the Tutsis, and the Tutsis were like, "Nah, I ain't gonna kill you. Or no, I'm not gonna kill you, but I'm gonna kill you back."
So long story short, it just got all complicated.
Let's just fight at each other with machetes and shit, because they all had machetes.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it was the Tutsis ruling over the Hutus, and they say they're ethnically diverse, and they're really not. It's just the Tutsis were in power, and
Yeah, it's just different political groups.
yeah. And when all the European countries, I think it was Belgium that got Rwanda, and when they conquered it, social Darwinism was at the time, so they thought, oh, Tutsis are obviously the superior race, so just keep them in power or whatever. And it got real complicated. Long story short, 100,000 people died in 100 days.
In 100 days?
100 days. Think about that, man. That's like a little bit more than 3 months.
Okay, but then the thing is that...
We have 3,000 people at our school. That's still a lot.
Yeah.
Imagine 800,000 corpses at our school in just 3 months. Or like a little bit over
So
3
like
months.
in total, at the end of the war, what were the total casualties?
It was over 800,000.
Okay.
It was bad. There was Hutu husbands killing their wives that were Tutsi because they were threatened to get killed if they wouldn't.
Wow.
I think there were some kid things about it too. There was one massacre that happened in a church as well, which is terrible. And I think this doesn't get talked about enough because this happened in like 1994, 1997. It's recent history.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the world, and like people are kind of like oblivious.
Yeah.
To like what the horrors of the world.
Well, I mean, especially like Africa, because
Yeah.
Africa's always warring, and they're like, oh, another mass genocide in Africa.
Yeah, like on the eastern part of the world. Like we're here on like North America, big chillin'.
Yeah, big chillin' over here.
This is going to school under.
No Great Depression.
Yeah, but then you see all these people on the east just suffering.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, that's only if you go there. That's the only way you can really feel it. I mean, Rwanda's doing better now. I think it's taken after Burundi. But even then, these states or these countries need to like get better. And I think the solution for that could be, or like a major solution to it. Not saying that all of this would be fixed, of course, but fix the borders.
Yeah.
Because when colonists came in, they drew the borders, and you see it. There's straight lines in Africa. There shouldn't be straight lines because there is no natural border for them, so they don't know where to go.
Yep.
They just say, "Oh, over here, measure it out." Yep. Right, and also there's so many ethnic groups in Africa. It's such a big place, you know. It's normal. I think it's either normal or mandatory that an African person would know 2 languages at least, because you need to converse with other people.
Yeah, it's like with their own tribe and stuff. Yeah.
Well, not with their own tribe, just with other tribes.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people speaking so many different languages, and also different religions and all that.
Yeah.
All different types of cultures, and these lines don't care about these cultures. There's like you can look up culture maps of Africa, and it's legitimately crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many, and you need to fix those borders and put people where they need to be put, so that there's not a lot of wars. I mean, look at Sudan. Sudan was terrible. That's why there's South Sudan now. And South Sudan, it's a horrible place.
Well, there are a lot of things in this world that can be like solved, like over time, and like wouldn't take as much drastic measures.
No, this would take a lot of time. Because there's going to be a lot of contention if you try and fix the borders of these countries.
True, but then yeah, it's all about like people in power. You know, like what they'll do.
Oh yeah, you're playing the political game.
Yeah.
And that's always like a hard game to navigate. I mean, look at how fast the UN reacts to things. They're fast deploying troops, could maybe get there in like days, or get an assignment in days. That's their fast.
Yeah. Well,
normally it takes weeks or even months to get anything done. I'm sniffing too.
Well, like people in like those government leaders in like Africa are just like, it's hard for them because they don't have like access to resources or like that many, you know.
That many stuff.
Yeah.
Materials.
Stuff, yeah.
Well, I mean they do. Actually, no, they don't because of all the, what is it? The same thing that California has, like the gold boom or whatever.
Yeah.
The gold rush, and they have
Oh.
diamond rushes as well, and that's all sapped from their areas. And yeah, there's the Sahara Desert as well. Anybody who's there, of course, you got the Nile River, but that's in Egypt, so you don't really have great life there.
Yeah.
There's actually I think it's Syria, in a Middle Eastern country, that started ciphering salt water from the sea, because it's right next to the sea.
Yeah.
And you know how the people talk about it, where you heat up the tanks really really hot, you have the water gas up, and it gets hot while the
Yeah, they would purify
salt,
the water.
They purify the
Yeah.
water, and the salt just stays down. Syria's doing that, and they're getting a lot of water now. Yeah, but the funny thing is, California, we're always in a drought, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot more money in Syria. If we claimed our independence from the United States, we'd be the 7th largest economy in the world.
Yeah, I recently looked up like the largest like population economy and like fluctuations of like countries and how like their position in the world is, and yeah, like California itself can just be like,
California can just
yeah, because like California, like the population of California itself is more than Australia.
we low key the best.
Yeah.
We're just a state.
The only thing is that though, it's just a bunch of like earthquakes, fires, and like it's just dryness.
We haven't had a lot of earthquakes recently. Nothing
Yeah.
big.
Well, I felt one like, I think it was like a few nights ago. I was like staying up, just like.
I'm sorry, man.
should
I stay up too, but I don't.
I can sleep like a baby though. But like.
You can sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
I can sleep like a trunk, man. A fallen down trunk of a tree. That's how I sleep. I will not move.
Yeah, I won't wake up either. And then, yeah, it was like a less than a 3.0 magnitude, but then like you could still feel that shock, and then because it was at the Fontana.
Baby earthquake.
Yeah, it was
man,
like
come
a
on.
Fontana. It was at the Fontana Fault.
Fontana.
So like, if you think about it, it's not that far away, and you can still feel that shock wave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the if that's the epicenter.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna feel it. Not everybody feels earthquakes, and I feel like they're missing out, It's like how I've never experienced a tornado. I feel like I'm missing out. I want to go to New York during hurricane season, so that I can just look at all that.
I don't think New York gets hurricanes.
I think it does. I at least want to go to
like,
Florida.
Like, I know the middle states do because it's in Tornado Alley.
Yeah, Tornado Alley.
Yeah.
I think Florida does too.
Florida?
Yeah.
I know they get like a bunch of like monsoon. Well, I don't think it's monsoons, but
Monsoon.
just a lot of flooding,
Yeah.
like humidity.
I just think it's interesting how most of the tornadoes they go around in the oceans. Nobody's affected by.
Well, okay, yeah, those are like kind of like monsoons.
Yeah, those are monsoons right
Yeah.
there. But like those are just crazy. You think about it. And the ocean's so vast.
Yeah.
It's so big. We
Nine-
know more about the moon, something that's outside of
Yeah.
Earth, than our entire ocean.
'Cause
We only know
it
about
said that,
5% of it.
Like 96% of the ocean is like left unexplored.
I think it was 95.
Yeah.
Because we only know 5%.
But still, that's like a whole lot of species.
Just think about how much we're gonna uncover eventually. I don't think we'll ever uncover all of the ocean secrets because it's just so
Large. Huge.
no. It's at 75% of our area, and then it goes down so deep as well that not many submarines can go down there as well. I would say you want to put your money in something, put your money in like nautical engineering, so you can go down there, you can find a bunch of species and get famous for that if you want like some quick easy fame.
Or you just find a cure for cancer. Bro, I'm going.
Okay,
to
listen. You know how many years
Yeah.
we've been trying to find a
But
cure
then
for cancer?
there are treatments like chemotherapy.
Who wants to go through chemotherapy? If you're gonna put me through chemotherapy, and like I was gonna die of cancer, right? It's terminal cancer, and you gotta put me through chemo to keep me alive for a little bit longer. Just kill me. Give me a gun and kill me.
Okay, cause like, I know like an old lady who like had cancer and she's like, all right, just let me die. It's fine. I don't have to like take my medications. But then, like basically, I mean, chemotherapy isn't that bad. It's just like maybe you lose like your hair, but then.
Yeah, I mean, you see cancer patients and they do have their hair lost. I don't know if it's
Permanent?
I know it's permanent.
Oh.
If you lose all your hair, it's permanent, I think. I mean, you're gonna die anyway, so who cares? But I'm not sure if it's like all the time you lose your hair, just tufts. I know it at least grows thinner. But what was it? It was what chemo am I thinking of? I don't know. Just I wouldn't like chemo because you feel sick after it. You feel absolutely terrible. You can barely walk.
Well, that's true.
And you look at the chemo patients, right? And they look horrible. I'm sorry, you know. Of course, you know, you're thinking, oh my God, they're fine. They're still alive. They're still fighting strong. It's great. But they look horrible. And it's always little kids, man. They always get you with the little kids. And I feel bad for the kids because it's like, you know, you're reading.
You just want to help them.
Yeah, you just want to help them. But I heard this fantastic analogy of it where it's you know, if an old person dies, right, it's just like reading a nice big series of books, and it finally ends. And you're kind of sad that it ended, but you know what? It was a good series while it lasted.
Yeah.
It needed an ending. It was like a little kid. It's like you're reading a series and it just stops immediately.
Yeah.
And then you wonder, well, what could have been?
Yeah.
You know, and it's really sad with kids when they die and have cancer. And I can only imagine what it does to everybody else, because that's what I think is the real pain in it. That if it's a kid, they don't really understand it. And that's a good thing about it. They don't understand. But their parents do. As a parent, I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, I would be so I would be so heartbroken because that's my kid, man. Yeah. It could be as young as like 10. And you know, I'm over here thinking that they're gonna grow old and they're gonna have a nice happy life, gonna marry, but they have cancer, and they can't do any of that. Well, they can't enjoy life like how they should.
Yeah, but then like for some people, like it won't stop them because like they just persevere through all of that, right? And then they just have that courage and strength.
No, but when you get terminal cancer, you're dead.
Yeah.
You have a ticking clock at that point.
Yeah.
You could die at any moment. Well, not at any moment, but you're gonna see them. And then when they start to die, and when they are gonna die, they look terrible. I couldn't look at my kid. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to. Too many tears, man. Too many tears.
Well, that's why the kids of the future are gonna find something. I mean, over the past century, like.
We have been trying to find a cure for so long.
No, over the past century, human population has like tripled, right?
Yeah.
And it
will stop at 11 billion.
And keep going until like the Earth can hold like maximum capacity, and then maybe that's where we go to Mars.
Dude, I'm going to Mars, man. I'm going on the first spaceship to Mars. Because guess what? You go to Mars, new girls over there, and they have no standards, right? They got no standards on Mars. So you go over there, you're like, oh, look at this little short guy, 5'1". Don't matter. They got no standards. They got no other guy there. I'm gonna get it all, man. That's what I'm getting on the first spaceship to Mars. Let's go. That's why I would go to Mars, man. I mean, like, I like it here on Earth, though.
But then
it's fun.
Yeah, if you think about it, like, the future's always unfolding. There's always new developments, technologies. Well, you never know one day.
You never know. Yeah, you're right. You never know. I mean, because you think about it, like, you go back to the 1500s. Let's just say that. Nobody would have thought we would be able to fly.
Yeah.
And airplanes that are, like, super heavy. Who would have thought that?
Like, and develop all these technology, all these medicines.
Who would have thought we would land a person on the moon?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, right? I wouldn't think that if I was like a medieval peasant or even like a royal class. I'd be like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what America is.
I would just ride my royal steed.
Exactly. And you know, like 500 years from now, I don't know what's gonna happen. We could be doing a whole bunch of shit.
We could have been like oh, this
You
is
could have a Dyson.
primitive. This is primitive technology compared to what we have.
Yeah, it's like cameras just fade out of existence. I mean, you don't need cameras at this point. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, you can take pictures with your mind now. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm a primitive guy. I'm like Fry from Futurama. I got trapped. You gotta explain all this to me. Where's the one-eyed monster?
Oh, well, yeah, that's what the future holds.
You never know, though.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, we'll probably colonize Mars by like 500 years from now.
Yeah.
Probably going to that 39 light years away planet.
But then again, you wouldn't always hope like because wait, you know the Back to the Future movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in 17 or 18, like the year like ours now, like they would have like flying cars. We just have fidget spinners and like.
I swear, we better not have fidget spinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think actually in 500 years, I don't think we'll have physical toys. Because you know, Toys R Us are going bankrupt now.
Yeah, and then nowadays it's
closing
just
this.
like technology.
Yeah, I mean it makes me kind of sad because
Yeah.
when I was a little kid,
That just nostalgic feeling of.
oh yeah, when I was a little kid, I played with Legos, man. I played
Yeah,
with.
I play with Legos too. Like I would just like create my own stuff, just build my own thing.
Man, I would piss my parents off because I'd get a giant box of Legos, right? Just broken down Legos. 'Cause I get all the sets, I build them, and then I break them immediately.
Yeah.
So I do that. I put them all in a box and I dump it all on the living room floor. I just build a bunch of sets. They look terrible for the time. I'm thinking it's just like any Lego I could fit in there. It's all
You're just having
multicolored.
fun.
Yeah, you're just having fun. And I'm just thinking, well, for younger kids, that's Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can play Minecraft I can't play Minecraft for hours anymore. I got school and all that.
Yeah.
But when I was with Legos, there was a certain feeling that I got with Legos that I didn't get with Minecraft.
Yeah.
And it's just all that
Just that physical, like,
it's a physical
reality. Reality is
accomplishment.
real.
So like in Minecraft, you don't really have physics, but in real life Legos, you have physics,
Yeah,
and
you have that connection. You have that feeling.
and you try and fix everything as well. And you just got to make sure everything works like how it would in real life. Not
Yeah.
saying that this should be like an architect.
Yeah.
An architect should be doing this.
That's what I'm like. We should be living like cavemen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should like experience life.
Yeah, just experience life, and then you have these kids. Like a 2-year-old could maneuver an iPad better than I can.
Better than like those like our grandmothers and like older generation. They're like, what is this?
What is this touch screen? Back in my day, we had to send out letters
Yeah.
to our people. We didn't see each other after college. All my friends, man, they're gone.
Yeah. And then nowadays it's just a touch of a button.
Yeah, touch of a button and you FaceTime somebody and you automatically got another thing, Discord, video chat,
Yep.
another person. You got your fix.
You just got your luxuries. Yeah.
Technology just gives you so much information at such a fast speed. I think it's sort of hurting the next, or like nowadays.
Yeah. It's always a controversial thing.
Yeah, it's a controversial thing. I think technology has its parts.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely useful, but hold it off. So don't have a 2-year-old be
Yeah.
able to navigate an iPad better than like this guy.
Yeah.
Because I'll ask a 2-year-old, be like, how do you do this? And they'll do it perfectly. I'm like, what?
And then he'll just be like,
Yeah, I don't even know how to walk, but I get you. I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. I was playing with Leapfrog when I was Leapfrog and Legos. That's how I was. But yeah, I mean, if I ever had kids, I wouldn't let them play with technology until they were like 10.
Yeah.
I'd put it off for a decade, honestly.
Yeah. Just get them to feel that real life.
Yeah.
Take them on hikes.
Or at least
Take them like field trips.
Yeah. I'd of course like let them go to YouTube or whatever for like a couple hours a day and say, hey, watch TV with your fam, or
Yeah.
go to the movie theaters. You know what? I'm kind of scared for movie theaters right now.
Why?
You know how the arcade, it's basically gone. You know, now it's like Dave and Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese's, right? That's basically your arcade.
Yeah.
But it has a bunch of other things as well with it.
Mhm.
Back in the day, it used to be just arcades, right?
Mhm.
And now arcades are like fizzled out because we have console games.
Yeah.
Well, movie theaters, they've been around for a very, very long
Yeah.
time. But I fear that, Netflix and Hulu
Are taking over that industry.
yeah, they're taking over the industry because you can just, it's like video games. You can just take home a CD or you can just download it
Or
on
just pay like
the internet.
$8 a month. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to watch anything you want.
anything you want. you know, there's even like direct to Netflix movies as well now, which is crazy to me. And I'm just thinking more people are gonna watch these movies at their home than go out to the movie theaters. I love the movie theaters.
Yeah, I know. You just get that like just giant screen in front of you.
Yeah, you get
that seat.
It's how it was supposed to be watched,
Yeah.
not in your living room. You know, that's why sometimes the directors, when you see it, they have this little talk with you, kind of just pre-recorded, and saying, you know, thank you for seeing my movie in the place I would want you to see it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, granted, you're gonna be with a lot of people, and not all of them are gonna be great people. Most of the time, though, I don't have any problems with it.
Yeah.
I moved the desk.
Yeah, I remember because like my mom told me like when she was young, movie theaters costed like $1 per person.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
it was real cheap.
Yeah, it was real cheap. Like she got to see, like usually you would go to see the movies by yourself because you would like all that space and just be like watching something that came from outer space or something.
Yeah.
And then like the popcorn was just like really cheap.
Popcorn is real cheap.
Yeah, the food, and then she would just be like, "Oh, I bought one ticket. I would just go see another movie."
Yeah.
Cause like,
or just sneak into another movie. That's what my mom and I do. We sneak into another movie. I'm not gonna pay for these fucking prices.
Yeah.
You know, the cheapest I can get is at Edwards. It's like $9.
Well,
you go to AMC, it's like $12 at any time.
If you go to like the drive-in theaters, like the Tiki Drive, if you've ever been to those, yeah, it's really it's I think it's cheaper because
those
like
are cheaper.
you just like stay in a car or just company.
And those are really
And
nice.
just watch 2 movies too.
Yeah, those are really nice though. Like you tune into a radio station and you get to see this giant ass screen.
Yeah.
And like your car.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's a great makeout spot, man. That's a great.
Yeah, like those like 1900 movies where you just like go drive through them.
Basically, I mean, not saying that the movie theaters is not great for that as well, man. You're all in a dark room. Yeah. Nobody's gonna see you. Nobody's paying attention to you.
Yeah, but it was a great thing.
Just face battle. Face battle with good shit.
With the classic films and stuff.
Dude, hell yeah. Just watch it like a romantic film.
Titanic. Jack.
I swear to God, you mentioned Titanic to me again.
Okay. To be honest, I haven't seen Titanic.
Oh my God. You know, everybody acclaims Titanic. I feel like it's an overrated movie. Not that it's such an overrated movie, but people acclaim it for the wrong things. Except for like the score. The score is really nice. I can admit that. I don't know. I didn't think Leonardo DiCaprio's acting did it for me in that one. I really.
It's like
didn't.
no satisfaction.
There was no satisfaction in it, man. I didn't see it.
Hmm.
I felt like he was acting. I didn't feel like he was the character. You know how you'll have like some films where you're like like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, it's
Hugh
the
Jackman
perfect
as Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's Wolverine to me, man. I see him and I say, hey.
That's Wolverine.
Are we just gonna ignore that?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, this is the podcast. It doesn't matter.
It's our first one. Let's keep going.
Okay. But, you know, I see him as Wolfie, man.
Yeah.
He's Wolfie to me. He'll always be Wolverine. I can't see anybody else playing him.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about recasting him. I don't know. I'm not going to recast Hugh Jackman. I'd never. That's my boy. But you see Wolverine, and even in, like, the shittiest movies in the X-Men franchise,
You just like
That's
recognize
Wolverine.
him. Just like, hey, yeah.
that's him. I can't see him as, like, the greatest showman
Yeah.
kind of guy. Who's that? I can't even name his name. I didn't even watch the movie. I thought it was so dumb.
Yeah, but I was always a fan of like, fictional, like the genres where it was just like, made up, like adventure stories where it's just like the The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings,
The
yeah, I
Lord
was
of the
about to say
Rings
that.
was good,
Lord
yeah.
of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Yeah,
I mean,
those are good series.
The Hobbit was...
The Hobbit was all right.
The Hobbit. I mean,
Cause it's just like
as a reader of The Hobbit, I really don't think people should go into movie theaters after reading the books and think that it'll be exactly like the books.
Yeah.
I feel like things need to change, but I feel like The Hobbit didn't need to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
Because think about the third movie. What do you remember from the third movie?
Okay, I remember watching the third movie. I remember that like, someone slayed the dragon.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, Bard. Bard
Yeah.
slayed the dragon.
Yeah, and then basically, it was them just going to war. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. That was the third movie. Like, guess how long that lasted in the books? It's like a couple sentences.
Chapter?
No, it's paraphrase.
What?
It's like a paragraph. Because Bilbo was knocked out. You didn't get to see.
He was knocked out the whole time.
He was knocked out the whole time.
Oh my god, dude.
But like you could see it because the Hobbit was it was written way differently than Lord of the Rings because J.R.R. Tolkien, he wrote it for his kids at the time.
Yeah.
And they were much younger than when he wrote Lord of the Rings for them. So he knocked Bilbo out because, and I understand this, that's not his place.
Yeah.
He's a hobbit. He's not this guy who can beat people.
Yeah.
Like go into a war like that. He's a hobbit.
He can't beat orcs.
Yeah, he can't beat orcs. An orc would fucking rip off his head. But like, you see Bilbo, he never fought Smaug.
Yeah.
Right? He just outwitted Smaug. He outwitted Gollum. He outwits everybody. And that's what he has. That's what hobbits are. They outwit people.
Yeah.
If, they come out of the Shire every once, 2 blue moons.
Yeah. In the Lord of the Rings, yeah. I love that series.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings movies were perfect. Yeah. Well, they weren't perfect, but they were just masterpieces.
Those types of, like, fantasy.
Yeah. But I think that's the only real, like, fantasy trilogy that, in movies, that's really good masterpiece. Because I don't remember Narnia. I remember watching Narnia.
And it was pretty good. But then once you get to, like, the second and third one, it was like, alright. Okay. Yeah. You just saw the story where it went, and it's just like, the first one would always be.
Yeah, but, like, you watch Narnia, you don't remember it. The Spiderwick,
yeah,
that wasn't a trilogy.
Yeah, just read the books.
Yeah. The Narnia books were much better. But, you look at Spiderwick. I remember loving Spiderwick. I looked back at it a little bit, just watched a few clips. The child actors. They're so terrible. I hate child actors. Unless there's some good child actors.
Yeah.
Like you've seen the ones in It and Logan.
Yeah.
Those were good child actors, man. Especially the one in Logan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she was fantastic. But most child actors are terrible. They're terrible. And I looked at Spiderwick and I was like, she's terrible. What are you? Do you have the paper and it's just CGI'd out of there? You're just reading straight from it. It's terrible. Yeah. Absolutely. But there's other series. The Hobbit wasn't a great trilogy. It should have really been just 2 books. Oh no, not 2 books. 2 movies.
Yeah.
You don't see that much because Lord of the Rings had so much passion behind it. It had so much passion behind it with Peter Jackson and all that you don't really see that in Hollywood anymore.
Yeah.
It's more just
like
making
money.
The
franchise, yeah.
Yeah, franchises. It's like a Marvel, man.
Like those.
They're doing the best.
Yeah. But then like classic film directors like Steven Spielberg or Jurassic Park.
He's going down the train. I'm telling you, he lost the spark.
No.
People were acclaiming Ready Player One, like a new movie he directed.
I saw it. It was alright. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was
like I love the cameos and like the jokes.
No. I just thought, I didn't think the jokes got too much in the way of it.
Yeah. I
thought the challenges were dumb.
Yeah.
It's like, the first one, spoilers, I guess, spoiler warning. But I thought the first challenge where you just had to drive back into the wall.
Yeah, I was just like,
who hasn't done that?
Yeah.
5 years?
Yeah.
5 years and nobody's thought of, what if I drive backwards?
Yeah.
It's like, what? And then like, I could sort of guess the Shining one. Nobody's really done that.
Yeah.
But then again, look at the Easter egg hunters now. They solve shit so fast.
Yeah, it's just like,
I'm thinking like, if they would have said, the Easter egg happened 1 month before, and now the story's taking place, I think that would have made more sense. 5 years later, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's like, come on, somebody's got it.
I also heard from the books that the challenges were more based on pop culture references in the books.
Yeah.
I liked it better in the movies where it was based more on his personal life.
Yeah.
I thought that was a more touching feeling. That's Spielberg definitely did good on. I don't think he directs bad films. I think he hasn't. He just has lost his spark.
Yeah. But then nowadays it's just like people are watching like becoming weebs.
Oh my god, you talking about weebs? Don't talk about weebs with me, man.
Okay.
We're talking about movies here.
Alright.
But I mean,
But then, yeah, there's some like animated films. Like, have you seen Isle of Dogs?
I love Isle of
Yeah,
Dogs.
yeah, that was really
I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
Yeah, just like the animation.
It's a stop motion animation. It's something about it. It just makes it feel so personal. Every time I see the dogs moving or anything moving in any scene of Isle of Dogs, it's just that's brain porn. So much brain porn. Visual porn that's so good, and I love it. I'd never change a thing about it. And some people say some of the other cast of the dogs, they felt really interchangeable. And I could see the argument for that, except for like Duke, because Jeff Goldblum's so nice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I heard a rumor about this.
Yeah, I know. Like,
that was
throughout the movie.
That was great, man.
Yeah. He's like, where did you get all those rumors? I just like gossip.
Yeah, I just listen. I felt that was great.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see the argument where some of them felt interchangeable.
Yeah. Which is like Chief, like at the beginning.
Nah, I didn't think Chief was interchangeable at all. I think it was the greatest part of it.
Well, yeah.
Of course. And I thought the best parts of Isle of Dogs, Isle of Dog, I don't know. I thought the best parts of it was just when Chief was with Atari.
Yeah.
Because it's really just a story about a guy and his dog.
Yeah.
And you really feel every emotion that comes with it, even though it's stop motion, right? Yeah. And you don't really have humans making like different facial expressions and cues. You feel it so well.
Yeah.
Because the puppets. And you know, with like Atari having, you know, when he cries or whatever, it's just real teardrops.
Yeah.
Going down his face in stop motion style, and it looks great.
You can like empathize with that.
You feel sad.
Yeah.
And they're not real.
Well,
but everything feels real. Everything feels bigger.
There's just something about it.
It's just great. It's a great film. That's one of the great films that have come out. I don't think 2017 is gonna be like a year where there's no good films. Like I don't know, 2016 there wasn't too many great films there.
Well, now it's just like continuing a series. And
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. But Blade Runner came out last year, and I thought that was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, I like.
That was my favorite.
I saw like the dystopian, like future.
Yeah. No, I thought it was completely gypped out of the was it the Emmys? They should have gotten Best Picture more than Guillermo del Toro's film, The Shape of Water.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was as good as Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Totally chipped out. But you know, whatever. It didn't even get nominated. That's what I got really pissed off with.
Oh, okay.
Because it's an honor to get nominated during those. Really, it is. It's not like the musical awards.
It's just like publicity and stuff.
Yeah. It's not like Kids' Choice Awards where you get nominated and you're like, oh, that's cool. It's like Kids' Choice Awards.
I remember those. I remember just like having cable for like a year and just watching like those Nickelodeon.
Yeah, those were good.
But now it's just like, oh, I got Crunchyroll.
I got Crunchyroll. I'm becoming full week.
YouTube.
Dude, I don't know what. I can't get into anime.
Well, it depends on like what you like, cause like I'm kind of picking on mine too. It just depends like you like your slice of life, you're just action, you're shonen.
No, I mean, cause I tried looking into all of those. Slice of life, I hate those. I'm sorry, but those eyes throw me off. Yeah. And I'm just like, I can't see this as a slice of life.
Well, that's why you just read the manga if you can't really get into the anime.
I don't know. I don't want to read no
well,
manga.
What about Berserk?
I love Berserk.
Yeah.
And that's just because it's so badass. It's great.
Yeah.
But like, and the action set pieces are fucking fantastic. But the new series about like the 2017, 2016, don't watch it. It looks terrible.
I know, like that.
Don't ever watch it.
Yeah, I know. I've seen Ruby and like their animation too, like season 1.
Please don't. Yeah. But no, I can totally get into Berserk, especially in the manga. Really beautiful. I think the best art
just the story
in manga. Yeah. I also get into Attack on Titan for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, just everyone loves it.
The manga though, I can only get into the manga of Attack on Titan. After season 1, I sort of just left off. I haven't seen an episode of season 2.
Yeah, it's just the story.
Yeah, but I think for me, most other animes that are like full on action, I feel like they're too unbelievable that I can't get invested into it.
It's like, how does that happen?
Yeah, and also like when you talk about feeling the punches, you know, for the characters. I never feel the punches for the anime characters because really all they do is like they draw some cross hatches in gray and like, they got some
it just depends on like the
a
studio,
cut, right? But like I compare that to I want to say the original Spider-Man, with what's his name? Fucking I don't know, just the original Spider-Man from the Sam Raimi. The first one when he fought Green Goblin.
Yeah.
I felt every single punch that he got because you see him and
now
he's
we're going
really
to
beat up.
Real movies,
Yeah, but like that's why I like real movies.
Yeah.
Right? But you really see him beat up and like totally just losing it. Well, I look at anime, and most anime action films, well, not even films, but like the things, I don't feel that same thing.
Yeah.
I feel
it's just like different connection.
Yeah.
And then, but then like some movies are good, like, cause like some
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, they turned that into a real live action.
That one sucked. I know that one sucked. I didn't want to watch it.
And then, but then like some movies like it's not about like just the action. It's just about like the beauty of the film, like and then like the journey.
Yeah, I mean,
but then
I felt that with Ghost in the Shell. When I watched the anime version of it, I thought it was really beautiful. I like older anime.
Yeah.
Because they don't draw their eyes
the
so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't like the eyes, really. They're too big and they're too unrealistic. They like go.
Well,
they
just
spend
half. The studio,
They spend half the budget on the eyes. I guarantee you that. Everything else is like super shitty, except those eyes. And I'm just like, why? You know, you're not even using the eyes in the proper term. I also hate it when the characters keep on thinking in their head and you hear them think in their head. I hate it, man. Because it goes into the whole show don't tell. And then when the animes do it, it's like tell don't show.
Yeah.
And I totally hate it. Because this is a totally new medium. I can totally get if you wanted to put like thoughts in books, because that always happens.
Yeah.
That's because you're reading it.
Yeah.
But a visual medium should always be show don't tell. You should always leave the audience to be smarter and be like, okay, well,
I can.
And this person has this and that. You don't have to say, oh, I got sliced up with a knife. Just make them feel it. Yeah.
Oh, it's powerless.
I'm powerless right now. I'm at 0% energy.
But you just find those journeys and stories in your books, movies, films.
Books, movies, films. I mean, whatever.
Whatever touches you.
Whatever is your poison. Just
do
an L.
Not your poison.
Whatever. No, whatever is your poison.
Sure.
Yeah, poison though.
All right.
Because like, it's great. You do it with your poison.
Yeah.
You just love.
Just what entices you.
It's like when a snake just bites you and you feel good about it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I got bit by a snake. I could die, but if I live to tell the tale, I'm a badass automatically in everybody else's eyes.
All right. Well, I think we should wrap things up.
It's a pretty short podcast, but all right, that's fine.
All right.
I want to wrap it up.
All right.
Any last words? We spent like half of this podcast talking about movies, but
yeah,
that's
all right.
Any last words?
Well, yeah, you never know what the future holds, you know. Yeah, I know that's like I know that's cliche. I know that's like cliche, but just to end this podcast. All right.
Just to end this podcast.
Well, yeah, there's many more to come, so don't worry.
We're gonna try and do this every once a week.
Yeah, once a week.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try, and we're gonna improve, and we're gonna get better. So don't worry about this.
We're gonna actually get like a mic next time instead of using my phone.
And this bad audio quality. But
that's probably terrible audio quality.
But yeah.
Good thing I'm just talking to my friends.
Yeah.
About it.
But this is really fun. Yeah.
Hi, Mom. I'm sorry I swore.
Alright. Well, hopefully you check us out at.
Please don't check us out.
Jet Topics.
Yeah, we're Jet Topics. We don't have any. We don't have any other social media, but we might. When we get like 100 subscribers, I guarantee you, we'll get social media and start beasting out on 100 subscribers. Dude. So just spread the word on the podcast.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been Ted and
Jacob,
and this is Jet Topics. Jet Topics.
You found this.
All right. See ya.